Devon Witherspoon has already shown himself to be an excellent pick for the Seahawks, and I don't want to hear any more about Jalen Carter. This right here is rare ability. I haven't gone full cope. I know we have a bit of a reputation at Seattle Overload for that, but this guy is truly special stuff. Now, I know you're wondering how he got on in his NFL debut, and that's what we're going to cover. There's obviously some rookie learning moments, some first game deals, and it wasn't the perfect game by no means. We'll cover the bad stuff too and why it happened. But fact is, what Witherspoon showed in this game and what Spoon's going to be able to do in the future is truly some special stuff. I'd actually forgot what a dominant left corner can bring to the Seahawks defense, what it represents. And like some of these plays that you're seeing here in this montage, and that I'll break down in a bit more detail in a second, that's why he went 5th overall. And it is so damn exciting. They're going to be able to shut down one side of the field. They're going to be able to play whatever coverage they want. Guys, it might be back. The pass defense might be back. And also, he can show up against the run. Like, look at that. Bang. Okay, so that flea flicker did happen. And it's important to understand why, I think. Like, he got. You know, it does happen to guys. It's his first game. Detroit, really good play design. They motion this dude in. At this point, Witherspoon needs to stay honest. He's got a deep third in the coverage. Seattle's in cover 3. He just sees this guy. His eyes get stuck in the backfield. It's a really hard play fake and a really good ball fake. It's the NFL. And he takes his eye off his receiver. He has to check that this is a crackback block before replacing. But his eyes got a bit too hungry, a bit too soon, and he bit. There's no crackback block. This is a route. It's not even a good sell, really. He just got, and the ball goes over his head. It happens. As I said, it's the NFL. It happens. Was a really good play fake. Like, even Quandre Diggs is the post safety, a veteran safety. He fell for it too. These things do happen, unfortunately. The NFL offenses get paid to make plays also. See, he's trying to replace on the edge the force of Julian Love, his safety, but there's no crackback here. There is a slight stutter, a delay, as though he's, stalk blocking the safety from Khalif Raymond, but yeah, Witherspoon will be kicking himself for that. Now, what was clever about the Lions doing that, and there's going to be a lot of learning moments, is they did that right after pass interference had been called on Spoon. Let me know in the comments, are we Spoon or Witherspoon? I quite like Spoon. I'm going to go with Spoon for the rest of the video. Now, the PI is a tough one, and Pete Carroll himself said how he was okay with it happening. And I was in the game as well. Like, I don't really know what he's supposed to do here. He is so good at staying square and playing top down on routes. Pre-snap, this is a condensed set, and he's responsible for the deep area of the field in a cover 3 again, or it could be man-to-man out of the bunch. It looks more like cover 3 to me. And he gains leverage on this route so well, and he is so damn square. Meaning, the fact he hasn't opened down the field means he can be really sticky to these intermediate windows, and the receiver knows that. The receiver right now at this point is in trouble. And he's like, I need to try and get some separation here because it's over. So he incorporates a little push-off. And the coaching point, when receivers push, you have to pull because otherwise as a DB, they're going to separate. So that's what Spoon did. Carroll said the officials told him there was a bear hug here. I mean, yeah, but what do you want me to do here? He's all over the route, though. You can see from the end zone angle, I believe, this is excellent work. Coming out the stack, the way he's able to gain that slight inside leverage as the receiver releases to the inside of the point man, stay square, absorb the hit, try and catch it, and break into that dig window. Very impressive stuff. They just called a flag. It's the NFL. So smart of the Lions to go after Spoon with the flea flicker right, following this play when he might have been a bit heated. You've got to have a short memory as a corner. But what's exciting about Spoon is the fact he did have a short memory. So next drive, Lions come back with a similar kind of deal. Notice, here's Witherspoon, kind of stack concept again. Seattle playing cover 3 again. Or actually, it's a cover 3 fire zone, sorry. But similar deal for him where he has the deep area of the field. The guy out of this stack is his dude. And he takes this, and notice, less of a hug. He just absorbs the hit with his chest this time, is all over the route, gets a bit of a fun job here, pulling down when the receiver looks to get at him with his hands. And again, there's nowhere for this route to go. Goff, with the pressures already flushed out of here, and he ends up tossing the ball away. But that's real-time learning. There's no flag called here. He didn't go with that 2 arms around the receiver. He instead let him push and then pulled. And that was a very good job. So, impressive stuff already. Now, the other thing you've got to love about Spoon is his physicality. And Carol mentioned this tackle. 2 great plays going at it. Here, he takes on Jahmyr Gibbs, gets to the edge. He's got to replace the block on his strong safety, the secondary force. Comes downhill, makes the tackle. That's a really tough tackle. And from the end zone angle, you kind of gain a better appreciation of this. Gibbs is hitting this wide. It's a toss play. This is kind of sealed up on the edge here. Julian Love trying to fight outside, but ultimately Spoon's got to make this tackle. It could go for serious yardage. And Gibbs has already made real good tackles look stupid. But here, Witherspoon lowers his target, eyes through the thighs, grabs the leg just about, adds a nice twist at the end and roll to bring the runner down. Really impressive. Here we go. Here's Julian Love coming downhill, trying to fight outside this block. Tough block, though, and gets sealed inside. Spoon, good patience, just having a little look inside. And as long as you make that tackle, you're fine. And he makes the tackle. So, real good job. Love how pumped he is at the end as well. You're going to see a bit more of that too. So now we've got an end of half, way less obvious than just like physicality winning situation. But Pete Carroll highlighted this in his radio show, and it's a real subtle thing. But in an end of half situation, Spoon, when they're in cover 3, he plays off technique. And you might think, well, yeah, that's obvious. You don't want to give up the deep ball. But it's that poise in the moment that he has, that recognition of each situation, which for a rookie is rare, or even for a 3rd-round pick from the 2020 draft cycle in Trey Brown is rare. See, Trey Brown presses this, and that gets him in trouble because Goff, seeing that the safety's in the middle of the field, trying to read over here first, he doesn't like what he sees because Spoon is way off. He's not going to give up the deep ball. But Brown's put himself in a tough one-on-one where he gets pushed off on, kind of like the hand fighting that happens in the route, and there is separation there. And this ball, you can't see because of my camera, but this ball gets caught down the field and Brown ends up having to force a fumble. It's just an unnecessary situation where this could be a broken tackle. Luckily, there's only 2 seconds left. He's put himself in the best possible spot to stay over the top of this and not give up the deep play. Now, I spoke about the variety of coverage techniques that Spoon's going to bring to Seattle's defensive back room. This 2nd and 4 is a real tough one. So we have stacked receivers out here and receiver motion. And it's going to be a play-action concept. And Spoon is assigned the flats of the cover 2 call, okay? Now, he essentially has to take the 2nd man through his zone. Condre Diggs is in the deep half over the top. But versus this speed jet kind of thing, Spoon has to get a lot of depth because Diggs can't play 2 guys vertical. And they could go in either direction very quickly. So Spoon gets excellent depth and pacing and tempo, but the hip fluidity to then flip back and get right in this drive to this window is very, very impressive stuff. Now, Jared Goff in this pocket here is looking to drive this deep out route. This is the primary play that he's looking for. Diggs is over the top of this, but this corner route is more of a run-off concept. Goff is looking to throw this out, but that is not a decision that he takes. He doesn't like the look of that at all. And then in the end, the ball gets checked down. Now, Seattle covering checkdowns, that's a whole separate issue. But Spoon on the play, in the cover two, excellent reading out of the route, the tempoing of it, not getting too far over the top and out of phase, staying in phase, playing his role in the coverage, flipping the hips back and driving to the deep out window. Very impressive. And you can see Goff from the end zone angle. He's trying to throw it. He's looking there. And he decides, nope, that's too risky. Oh, there's a check down. So I've learned and made myself a bit smaller because that was a bit sketchy there. They're playing palms, so with this pressure. So he's reading the if two breaks out, I believe, and he'd break on that. But he's able from this position. Goff is wanting to read and throw this route, which he decides against with the backer getting underneath, or this route here. On the backside of the concept, the dagger concept. But he's all over this. Like, I spoke about this at the start for a reason. It's insane to be able to close and get underneath this route. The tempoing out of this, the gaining of leverage as the receiver tries to skinny here, the leaning in to deny that vertical separation, to flatten the release, to flatten the receiver. I mean, this is rare stuff. This is what like a top 10, top 5, heck, cornerback looks like. Okay, the 4th and 4, Spoon's big pass breakup play. And this is really impressive poise, it's comprehension of what the offense is trying to do, it's understanding of how to best make a play. This is a playmaker right here. And it's that same ability to drive on crossing routes, this time not a deep dig, but a very shallow intermediate route. So Goff, they're trying to pick Spoon at end. So firstly, Goff opens out here, doesn't like what he sees, but I think he's confirming coverage. So he opens to his man route, and Trey Brown, hats off to you. Good job. Not a good window for Goff. Goff clutches, which is a win. Over here, they're trying to pick him. Amon-Ra St. Brown is running this route, and Spoon has the presence of mind in press to not get desperate. He sees this outside release slant, and he drives. He navigates around this pick, and it's not the best run route, but so be it. He can't control that. He just drives underneath, and now he has another decision, a bit more traffic. Here's a dropper. I think it's Derek Hall dropping into this window. Spoon could decide to go over the top, but he has the presence of mind to drive underneath. Think where the sticks are. He has to get underneath this. He then also has the burst and the athletic ability to actually catch up with the tight end. And from here, when Goff comes here and tries this throw, because he didn't try this one for whatever reason, because it's Jared Goff, Artie Burns actually slipped, but he tries this over the middle throw here. A lot of guys would let this guy catch the ball and try and make the tackle at the sticks. But Spoon knows he has the ability to go for the undercut, swat with his near arm, so if he misses, at least his far arm can make the tackle, and he gets the pass breakup. He doesn't miss. He gets off the field. And you can see from Goff's angle how quickly this rapidly this closing happens. Okay, Artie Burns slips, but Goff is clutching over here. By the time he comes back here, Condre Diggs is here. Now, here's the dropping Derek Hall. Here's Spoon in the picture. This is rapid closing and undercut. Also understanding that, Nwosu's here, so the receiver had to slow a bit, but still, I mean, this is a playmaker. And, the fact is he hits that football. Now, the fact is this playmaking ability is only going to increase as Spoon gets more familiar with NFL situations. And in this Detroit game, there were plays that, not plays he left on the table, but plays he was very close to making, thanks to his skill set, like his recognition of stuff, his sense and feel for plays. So this 2nd and 9 is interesting to me. It's an offside from the defense. So they give him a free play. He's in like a press man situation. Nice kick outside with the release, stays on top, stays square, gets the hardest route in the book. So head comes around for the football at just the wrong time, and it's getting the sense for the timing. He locates the football, gets pushed off kind of in the back, comeback's caught, hardest route to cover, nice catch. But you notice in this position here, he's in an excellent situation. He's in a great situation. It's just understanding of when to turn for the football in the NFL with how NFL receivers run their routes, what depth comebacks get run up. Because in college, I'm telling you right now, guys are not running this deep a comeback. Comebacks are at 10 yards. For a quarterback to throw a deep comeback like this with this timing, it's almost like a back shoulder. It just doesn't really happen in college, but it does in the NFL. But the route, everything is great here. Kick outside with the wide outside release, stay on top, stay square, squeeze it to the sideline, good eyes. He just gets the timing wrong. And this is the type of thing where, he's seen it once. He's going to learn from that, as we've seen his ability to learn in real time from other players too. So that goes up as an explosive catch on him, but, it's not it's not going to happen again in my book. So 2nd and 5 now, midway through the second quarter. Spoon at the top of the screen in a bail technique. 1 is short. He understands what 1 is short means in his cover 3. He has to overlap to this number 2, the next threat into his zone. He would already be visioning the 2 anyway. He calls the short route, and his recognition of this concept is so good that he almost doubts his ability to squeeze. He almost doubts what he's seeing, I think. Again, it's the type of play where he's bummed with himself at the end. He's annoyed with himself because he knows he can make this play. He knows he has the ability to actually get more aggressive to this. He saw the quarterback set up immediately and throw to 2. He knows he could have come down and smacked this, maybe even got a pass break up, maybe even a pick, which would be ludicrous, but he has that ability. But he's kicking himself but this is the type of thing where he immediately saw 1 short out the corner of his eye. He saw this 2. He saw the quarterback set up. Again, exposure. He didn't need to accelerate as much. He could have tempoed out. But he looked to accelerate to stay over the top of 2 on a seam. But in his mind, he knows that was never a seam. That was always getting sat down. He could have made this play. And he will in the future. Okay, so finally, let's finish on a great one. And it's another one where the play's almost made. So 4th and 2, 54 seconds left in the third. He gets in a situation where he has a crossing route. Again, staying so square in his cover 1 man technique, or it could be fire zone technique, but it's essentially the same. He's responsible for this deep over route. Look how square he is. Look how in line, denying space he is. Catching the receiver, no bear hug here, just hands in the chest, which is very disruptive for this route. And then that ability to once more drive on crosses. And I talked about ability to, make plays down the line. You need some luck as well. And this is just bad luck. He looks back for the football. Goff is trying to throw this ball. I think if the feet don't get tangled here, this is a pass breakup at the very least. I think this is a pick. But I just can't underemphasize how the patience and this guy is running at you full damn speed here. This is terrifying. You're a rookie. You are not supposed to be this calm. But he is calm. He catches. He's not fully square. He's turning his body position, playing his leverage. Where's his help? He's staying outside in, but turning to be able to transition, catching, moving the feet, absorbing contact, driving to that low hip for the undercut. And honestly, with what I've seen from him, I think this is a pick. I think this is a pick if the feet aren't tangled. And good no call from the officials who had a tough day, but this is a damn good no call. And you know what the NFL's like. I was half expecting this to be a flag, but Goff thinks at this point, under pressure, moved off his spot, he thinks this is a completion. Spoon's ability to drive and narrow that window, super impressive. So, as you might be able to tell, I think Devon Witherspoon is going to be a damn good player for the Seahawks, even better than we saw against Detroit, with those mistakes kind of cleaned up. But this was a really exciting showing. Like, you might not have seen it all on the broadcast. That's why we do these videos. And I say we because it's Griffin and I. And if you want them to continue, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below on what players you want to see broke down, what Seahawks stuff you want explained.